It never happens at a good time. The pipe bursts at midnight. The heater quits on the coldest night. Suddenly, you're overwhelmed. That's when HomeServe is here. For $4.99 a month, you're never alone. Just call their 24/7 hotline and a local pro is on the way. Trusted by millions, HomeServe delivers peace of mind when you need it most. For plans starting at just $4.99 a month, go to homeserve.com. That's homeserve.com. Not available everywhere. Most plans range between $4.99 to $11.99 a month your first year. Terms apply on covered repairs.
There was a time when most people judged sleep by one simple question: how do I feel today? You either woke up rested or clear-headed, or you woke up tired, irritable, and dragging yourself through the morning. That internal sense of recovery was the feedback system. On today's episode, we're going to take a look at how people are beginning to use technology as a substitute for that feedback system. I'm Jay, and this is Somnilopod. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I am so glad that you decided to take a minute to spend some time with me, learn a little something. On today's episode, we're looking at technology and how some people are beginning to use it as a substitute for how they feel they have slept the night before. And these days, for many people, the first thing they do after they wake up is reach for a phone or glance at a wearable device. Before they even decide how they feel, they check a sleep score. They review charts showing REM sleep, deep sleep, overnight heart rate, oxygen levels, even stress metrics and recovery percentages, and readiness scores. And in just a few years, sleep has gone from being something we experienced naturally to something we increasingly measure, analyze, and evaluate. That shift raises an important question. Are we using this technology to reconnect with healthier habits, or are we becoming dependent on technology to tell us whether we slept correctly? I think the answer is probably somewhere in the middle. From one perspective, modern sleep technology has done something incredibly valuable. It has made people finally pay attention to sleep. For decades, sleep was treated almost like a luxury instead of a biological necessity. People proudly bragged about surviving on 4 or 5 hours a night, while exhaustion became normalized in modern culture. Consumer sleep technology helped change that conversation. Millions of people now understand concepts that they've never thought about before. Things like circadian rhythm, sleep consistency, recovery sleep debt, and the effects of stress on the body. Someone who never realized they were averaging only 5 hours of sleep each night may finally begin to prioritize rest. Another person may notice how alcohol disrupts recovery or how inconsistent bedtimes leave them feeling terrible the next morning. In that sense, technology can become a powerful awareness tool. Awareness often leads to behavior change, and behavior change can genuinely improve health. For many people, wearables and sleep apps serve as a wake-up call. At the same time, there is another side to this story that I think deserves more attention. Some people are no longer using sleep technology simply as information. Instead, they're using it almost like emotional validation. A device tells them whether they should feel rested, anxious, successful, or concerned. Rather than trusting their own experience, they begin trusting the number on a screen. This is where healthy curiosity can slowly turn into an unhealthy dependence. One of the most interesting developments in modern sleep medicine is a phenomenon called orthosomnia. The term is introduced to describe people who become overly obsessed with achieving perfect sleep data. These individuals may spend enormous amounts of time trying to optimize every metric generated by their wearable devices. Ironically, the anxiety created by constantly monitoring sleep can actually make sleep worse, and that's an important irony. Sleep is one of the few biological functions that works best when we stop trying to force it. The harder people attempt to control every aspect of sleep, the more pressure and vigilance they create around bedtime. Instead of naturally winding down, they begin monitoring themselves constantly. They analyze every interruption, every nighttime awakening, every percentage of deep sleep, and every recovery score. Eventually, sleep becomes less about restoration and more about performance. Human beings were never designed to sleep under constant evaluation. Part of the problem is that technology often presents sleep as if it were a perfectly measurable system, when in reality, healthy sleep is naturally variable. Sleep changes across seasons, stress levels, travel, aging, illness, work schedules, emotional states, countless other factors. Some nights are deeper than others. Some nights involve more awakenings. Sometimes a person wakes up feeling fantastic, despite a mediocre sleep score. Another person may receive an excellent sleep score and still feel exhausted. The body is more complicated than the dashboard of an app. Now, to be fair, consumer sleep technology has improved dramatically over the last decade. Many devices are reasonably useful for estimating broad sleep patterns over time, especially sleep duration, sleep consistency. Some can even alert users to possible concerns involving heart rhythm irregularities or breathing abnormalities that deserve medical attention. And I'm one of those people. I had some heart issues several years ago that were undiagnosed, and my watch was the one that told me about it. And it woke me up overnight to say, hey, you need to be letting your doctor know about this. So this kind of technology is really advanced. However, there is still an important distinction between consumer wellness technology and clinical sleep medicine. Most wearable devices are not directly measuring sleep in the same way a formal sleep study does. Instead, they estimate sleep based on movement, heart rate, skin temperature, and other indirect physiological signals. And while these estimates can sometimes be fairly accurate for determining whether someone is asleep or awake, they're far less reliable at precisely identifying sleep stages such as deep sleep and REM sleep. The average consumer often does not understand those limitations. A device may report poor deep sleep or excessive wakefulness even when the individual feels reasonably rested and functional during the day. And this mismatch can create unnecessary anxiety for a lot of people, especially those people who are prone to insomnia or health-related worry. And this is why daytime functioning still matters enormously. If you wake up emotionally stable, mentally clear, physically functional and reasonably refreshed, that information should not be ignored simply because the wearable device generated a disappointing score. Technology can provide useful context, but it should not completely override a person's lived experience. The healthiest relationship with sleep technology is probably the one that treats it as a guide rather than a judge. When used wisely, these devices can help identify long-term patterns and encourage healthier habits. They may help people recognize the impact of late-night caffeine or excessive alcohol or poor scheduling, even chronic stress. Used in moderation, that information can support meaningful improvements in sleep and overall wellness. Modern wellness culture increasingly encourages people to quantify every aspect of their lives. We track calories, steps, productivity, heart rate, all that fun stuff. Sleep has now joined the growing list of things that people feel pressured to optimize constantly. And for many adults, especially people in midlife who are already juggling 1,000,001 things, this constant monitoring can get exhausting. Instead of helping people reconnect with their bodies, excessive tracking may sometimes pull them even further away from that natural self-awareness. And that may be one of the most important concerns in the entire conversation. Many people no longer ask themselves how they actually feel after a night of sleep. Instead, they ask the device. The authority has shifted from internal awareness to external validation. Yet, healthy sleep has always depended partly on trust. It requires trust in the body's ability to regulate itself, trust in biological rhythms, and trust that perfection is neither realistic nor necessary. Good sleep does not mean every night is flawless. It means the overall pattern supports restoration, emotional balance, cognitive function, and long-term health. The healthiest path forward is probably balance. Technology can absolutely help us reconnect with healthier sleep habits when it increases awareness without increasing fear. It can encourage better routines, early intervention for sleep problems, a deeper appreciation for recovery and rest. But healthy sleep cannot exist entirely inside a graph or a score. At some point, people still need to reconnect with their own experience. And the ultimate goal is not perfect data. The goal is a healthier life. Sleep technology may assist with that process, but it should never replace the human experience itself. Because at the end of the day, no wearable device fully understands your sleep the way your body does when you wake up and simply know you're rested. I hope this has been informative for you. Please let me know. Are you one of those people that uses a device? I have played with them periodically, just with my experience. I always have been a little distrustful of wearable devices and the information they give, but I really do feel that they are a tool rather than the goal. So if you use them correctly and you enjoy yours, let me know. Let me know what devices in particular you're using and what data you get from them that you feel is successful. You can touch base with me at j@somnilopod.com, or you can reach out to me through Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. And until we talk again, please remember to make sleep a priority. Thanks so much.